Marie van Goethem was not merely the anonymous girl behind a famous sculpture. She was a real student of the Paris Opera. She belonged to the young dancers whom Edgar Degas observed not only on stage, but above all backstage and during rehearsals. She was born in Paris on the 7th of June, 1865, into a poor Belgian family. She was the second of three surviving sisters who were all drawn toward the opera. The eldest, Antoinette, never rose above the position of an unpaid extra, while Marie and her younger sister Louise Josephine, known as Charlotte, were admitted to the dance school of the Paris Opera in 1878. The family lived in cramped conditions. For these girls, ballet was therefore not only a dream, but also one of the few possible ways to escape poverty. It was in this world that Edgar Degas noticed Marie. Today she is associated above all with the sculpture Little Dancer, age 14, but she was not merely a one-time model for him. Degas drew her, painted her, and modeled her repeatedly. Many studies of her figure and posture have survived. In addition to Little Dancer, age 14, he also created other sculptures of dancers, such as Dancer in the role of Harlequin. But he also made sculptures connected with horse racing, such as Jockey with Cap. These works show that he was just as strongly drawn to the movement of horses and riders. It is important to remember that Degas did not create only this one sculpture. After his death, approximately 150 wax and clay sculptural works were found in his studio. Even so, Little Dancer, age 14, became his most famous sculpture. It was also, in fact, the only sculpture that Degas publicly exhibited during his lifetime. When the sculpture was first shown in 1881, it caused a scandal. Critics were disturbed by the fact that what stood before them was not an idealized ballerina, but an almost uncomfortably real adolescent girl. And yet that was precisely its power. Degas did not present ballet as a beautiful fairy tale, but as a world of discipline, hard work, social tension, and a body shaped by daily physical effort. In this way, Marie became a symbol of all the little dancers whose lives unfolded between the stage, poverty, and the expectation that one day they would help earn a living for their families. Degas' sculptural work is also often connected with the deterioration of his eyesight. From the late 1880s onward, his vision weakened significantly, and as it worsened, Degas increasingly turned toward sculpture. Sculpture allowed him to perceive form differently from painting, not only with his eyes but also with his hands, through touch, structure, and physical contact. This is one reason why three-dimensional figures of dancers, horses, and riders appear more frequently in his later work. The sculpture itself is more remarkable than most people realize. Degas did not create the bronze figure that we know today from museums. He created a wax original made from pigmented beeswax, clay, and an internal structure. Inside the sculpture were lead pipes and other supporting elements. He modeled the surface with layers of clay and wax. He added real hair, a fabric bodice, a skirt, and a ribbon. Only after his death were bronze casts made from this original, and those casts later traveled around the world. And it is here that the story becomes darker. Marie had a short ballet career, and in 1882 she was removed from the opera's records for absence. After that, she virtually disappears from the archives. We know that her sister Antoinette came into conflict with the law, while Charlotte had a longer and more successful career in ballet. But in Marie's case, firm records are missing. It cannot honestly be stated with certainty that she ended up in prostitution or in the Parisian underworld. It can be said, however, that this was a plausible possibility because such a fate was a common final station for many unsuccessful, exhausted, or too old dancers of that time. When a girl lost her place at the opera and had no family security, the night streets of Paris were one of the paths into which her life could slip. And that is exactly what makes her story so powerful. Marie van Goethem was not a celebrated prima ballerina. She left behind no triumphs and no great memoirs. What remained was something else, a body captured by the gaze of an artist who was searching in ballet not only for grace but also for truth. Degas created many other sculptures of dancers and riders. Yet it was this one girl, Marie, standing upright with her hands clasped behind her back and a defiant expression, who became his most famous sculpture. And while the work traveled around the world, the original wax sculpture is today kept in the National Gallery of Art in Washington. Degas' works sell at auction for the highest prices, But the life of the model herself dissolved into the darkness of 19th century Paris. Despite her short and probably difficult life, Marie van Goethem became immortal. She remains a reminder of what was hidden behind the curtain of the glittering Paris opera.